Alright, this is my third time recording this because my game volume was way too loud last time. Both times actually. So yeah, let's go over this again. This is going to be your updated Eidolon loadout. Volt Prime or Trinity Prime. Volt Prime is going to be the better option for solos. You're going to be running 5 Tau 4 red shards. And if we go into the upgrades here, we make sure we have Deadeye, Vigorous Swap, and Adaptation. Those are the most important. And Shock Trooper as well. My bad. Arcane Aegis is really important. You can use whatever you want, but Arcane Aegis is preferred. Arcane Nullifier is also really great to get rid of any sort of magnetic procs from Eidolons. Prime Sure-Footed is a choice. You don't have to use it unless you want to format your Volt like 5 times, as you can see. And that's it for the Volt. You also want to make sure you have Roar or Eclipse. Rubico, bunch of CC, bunch of CD. You don't need a ribbon, but here's mine. And Priming Fitting Rounds is probably the best arcane. You can use whatever arcane you want. Skytoid. You don't have to use Skytoid, but Skytoid is probably the best secondary you can use here, because you can pull in bombs, and it is super helpful. CCCD, Enervate, so it can actually kill Eidolons and parts and everything. Kratos or Inadem, either or. There's probably none other melees you could use for this besides Vastalok, because Vastalok is really good for stripping. Because we get our sprint speed from this. It's 30% on Inadem, but I prefer Kratos just for reasons. Attack speed, attack speed, attack speed, attack speed, and impact damage reduces armor by 6. Shattering impact is very important. Next we move on to our bow. Make sure you have your ultimate unlocked. Amp CC, Amp Multi-Shot, Amp Damage to Amps, Amp Fire Rate, Amp Ammo Efficiency. Next attack will do 3 times damage, and you can use whatever arcane. Make sure your amp is a 177 amp. Use the Magus Melt Arcane, the Rinse Renewed Arcane, Eternal Onslaught, and Eternal Eradicate. For our Parazon, we're just going to be running Runtime. That's the only one that you need. You don't have to run it actually, but I recommend it. Companion, you don't need anything on your companion besides I recommend Anti-Gravity Ray. You don't need it. And for your weapon, make sure you're running as many Vigilante mods as possible. This is the only one I need. Next, for your Arcwing, make sure you're running Hyperion Thrusters. System reroute is like a 50-50. If you need it, go ahead, but you don't have to use it. Same thing for Cold Snap. It's kind of useful for pulling in bombs, but you don't need it. That's really the only things you have to worry about. Just how you do this. We will spawn in a super heavy enemy. We'll do some Dedicants. One Dedicant. We would have 2 shields around. We cast them. We're gonna come into our operator. Now, if you've seen this tech before, it's pretty useful. We're gonna consistently hit a whole shoot, and then we're gonna switch from our operator using melee, just like this. As you can see, that shot a bullet from my Rubico. Now, since I was aiming into my operator, it will shoot a aimed bullet. You can see the GUI pop up for just a second. You also want to make sure you're double scoped in, and that's about it. So if we decide to use this on the Mr. Dedicant, you always want to make sure we're casting 2 on the part we're doing. We're going to shoot him, and then pop our melee. That's it. That's how you want to do it. So do quite a bit of damage. Now also, to do the Shrip, you want to... It's kind of difficult. So go ahead and snap. Air melee. Nice. And this will strip enemies pretty quick. Of course not a Dedicant, because you know it's a Dedicant. There's super high level enemies. There we go. Fully stripped within a few seconds. Just attacking. I'll redo it for you. There we go. If you do it properly, you get pretty quick strips. And then, as you can see, everything just dies. So, by doing our Void Strike, we're casting both Arcanes, and we're getting a bunch of buffs. And then that as well applies to Rubico, and we're also getting Holster, getting Vigorous Swap from switching from here to this. You see, every time I do this quick swap, it triggers Holster Amp. Not Holster Amp, Vigorous Swap. The only things you need to worry about is when you go to kill a lure, you need to collect lures, right? So you always want to do this in your Arcwing. Of course, I can't do Arcwing in this, and there's not night right now, so you always want to do this in Arcwing. So when you're in Arcwing, you want to aim at the lure about 80 meters away, kill it. Whatever your dash button is, you're going to press that, press your interact button, and your cipher button, basically instantly. This will skip your auto cipher, and if you do it quick enough, you basically just get a quick hack, or what we like to call a blink hack. The other thing you need to know is there is a quick charge spot. I don't know how to explain this to you, but you want to go straight above the lake, above the Gertot Lake, where the altar is, and to the top right, there's going to be a camp there. Before you go to the camp, there's going to be a set of trees. You're going to stand above those trees right by the shore. It's near the shore of the lake. You're gonna get in your Arcwing, go right above there, and if you aim towards the camp, there's a little white barrel you want to look at. You want to look at that about 150 meters away. Now, you're gonna get a bunch of bombs that spawn about every 7 seconds. A set of bombs will spawn. So if you only get one set of bombs, you're gonna get the lure, get the bombs, head over to the Eidolon, and then if you're there quick enough, before 34 seconds, a Vombalist will spawn right below him if you do it fast enough. And that's about it. There isn't much else you need to know. I would show you some gameplay stuff, but all of my stuff for that got you know, kind of fucked up because my volume was way too high in the game. Yep. That's about it. I don't really know what else there is to say. But yeah, if you guys need help or anything, just DM me. This is my username. Oh right. The only other thing I need you to know is make sure you have a bunch of squad energy restores and a bunch of ciphers. Right now I have 1,500. It only shows us 200 in my inventory, but I have 1,500. And that will be it. If you need any help, just add me on Warframe. I'll DM you.